Hi, and welcome to Love Doing Yoga on this Wednesday evening. Hope you're having a lovely week. We've got a nice kind of flowing practice this evening. Hopefully you'll enjoy that. And as always, throughout the practice, listen to your body and only do what feels right for you today. So let us begin our practice today lying down. Making yourself nice and comfortable on your mat, keeping your knees bent and your feet about shoulder width apart. Closing your eyes and slowing down, just being in the present moment. Letting go of your day and everything that's going on in your world. Just bringing yourself to your practice. Softening your shoulder blades into the mat. Feeling that connection between your feet and the mat. Beginning to notice your breath. And just starting to gently direct your breath. Deepening that inhale all the way into your belly. And extending the exhale, keeping it smooth, soft and slow. Taking 2 more breaths here like this. And then when you're ready, just lifting the feet up off the mat, keeping the knees bent. Let the hands rest on the knees as we just bring them in nice big circles here. Keep the toes, the feet flexed. Just taking those knees in a nice wide circle. And then taking that in the opposite direction. And coming to stillness, holding on to the backs of your thighs. Let's just raise one foot and then the other, as though we are walking here. Just letting those knees open and bend. Opening as wide as you can, as comfortably as you can at this stage of your practice, and bending, maximizing that bend again as much as you can. Just to waken up the knees and get all those muscles and tendons around the knees working. And coming to stillness here, let the feet come down onto the mat and cross the right leg over the left. If you can do a double cross, do. And rolling over onto your left hand side, place the right palm on top of the left And then draw that right arm all the way over to the right, adjusting your upper body, following it with your gaze. Trying to keep this right knee as close to the floor or the mat as you can. You can always place your hand on it to encourage it towards the earth. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then drawing that right arm back over to the left, unraveling the legs, rolling back to the center. And let's just take that to the other side. So left leg now over right, double crossing if that's available to you. And this time with your left hand on top of your right, then draw that left arm all the way over to the left, following it with your gaze, encouraging this right knee towards the floor. And when you're ready, drawing that left hand back on top of the right, unraveling the legs, and from here with the knees bent, just making your way up into a tabletop. And here in your tabletop, just being aware of your position on the mat, nice and active with the hands, knees over hips, hips over knees, feet straight out behind you. And a softness in the elbows, so even though the arms and the hands are dynamic and strong, the elbows are soft, so that it's your muscles that are carrying the weight rather than your joints. Now let's just do a couple of cat-cows here to waken up the spine. And coming back to your neutral spine, let's slowly make our way up into a downward dog. So curling the toes, pushing the hips back towards the heels as you rise up. And making your way in there slowly. So first thing to work on, of course, is the spine. Pushing back away from your mat. And then you can begin to open out the legs. Until you're ready to come to stillness. Taking 2 breaths here. And let's then walk those feet up to the hands, bend the knees, and come all the way up to stand. Good, so we're standing at the top of our mat, feet hip width apart. We're going to take a sun salute on each side. So working with your own body and where it's at this stage of the practice. A little bit of effort, a little bit of ease, palms together, raise the gaze. Sweeping down into your forward fold, bending your knees as much as you need to. And halfway lift. Forward fold again. Let's step the right leg back for our low lunge. And then through to plank. We'll take 3 breaths in plank. So setting it up first. And then taking 3 breaths. And then bringing yourself down onto your mat. And drawing up the forehead and chest away. Hands either side of the chest. As you then press on up through your cobra. And through tabletop to come into your downward dog. Taking 3 breaths here. And raising that right leg out behind you. Let's step it through for our low lunge. And stepping up to forward fold. Bending the knees. Coming all the way up, palms together. Raise the gaze, take a breath. Sweeping forward to a forward fold and coming to a halfway lift and forward fold again. Let's take the left leg back for a low lunge and then through to our plank. And lowering yourself down onto your mat, either through knees, feet, chest and belly, or lowering down. And coming into your back bend, pushing through to your downward dog. Stretching that left leg out behind you. Let's step it through for a low lunge. And then making your way back up again through forward fold. Bend the knees. Coming all the way up to stand, bringing those hands into prayer at the chest. Close your eyes and take a breath. And from here, we are going to step this left leg back to bring it in line with the right leg. So the heels are in a straight line. Bending this right knee over the ankle.
drawing the arms out into our T for our warrior one. Remember, these warrior poses work on two elements of the legs at the same time, strengthening for the front leg, lengthening and stretching for the back leg. So great poses, and also encouraging the core to activate here, drawing up from the pelvic floor, belly button in and up, keeping the shoulders soft. And one more breath here. And then bending that elbow, let's take it through to a nice side angle pose. Keeping that knee bent, that front leg, and stacking the shoulders. So we want to be looking slightly forward and up. And we're going to take it from here into a triangle. So just let that right hand point downwards, draw the left hand up, and then your choice, if you wish to open out and stretch that front leg, do. Remember, we want to keep the shoulders stacked on top of each other and the hips also stacked on top of each other. Gazing upwards, one more breath. And then looking at that raised arm, the left arm, as you draw that left arm down, follow it with your gaze and your body to bring yourself back to upright. And let's just take that to the other side. So now your left foot is pointing towards the back of the mat, bending that left knee, arms in a T, soften those shoulders, gaze out over that left hand. One more breath here. And let's bend that left arm, raising the right arm up past the ear. And again, opening the body here, keeping the chest nice and bright. And taking it from here into your triangle, raising the arm up, letting the left hand point downwards. Extend that left leg if you like. And then again, following your gaze and your body, following this right arm as it comes up. Let the body come up, turning that left foot to the front. And let's just take a step to come up to the top of the mat. Good, and from here, we want to shift the weight into this right leg, turn the left leg at an angle. Let's line up this knee. So find a point pointing straight away from your knee, and you want to try and keep that knee pointing in that direction as you take it into your tree pose. So keep it this wide open and step it up onto your calf, or if you prefer, you can take it to your thigh. Coming to upright, keeping that knee at the right angle to really maximize the benefit of this pose. But any of these balances are just so good for us. You can raise those arms up over the head, open out the hands if you like. These balances really stand to us off the mat, where we're able to just catch ourselves, hopefully. If we stumble, it just gives us that extra leg. One more breath here. And bringing the hands back down into prayer at the chest, releasing the foot down. Let's take it to the other side. So turning that right foot out at a right angle. And again, think about where that knee is. We want to keep that angle at the knee, keep the knee pointing towards the right all of the time. Bringing the foot into position on the calf or the thigh, pressing the legs against each other. So the feet against the leg against the foot, just helps to stabilize your tree pose. Raising the arms up. Let's take 3 breaths. And bringing those hands back down into prayer at the chest as you release the foot down. Good. Raising the arms up. Let's sweep them down into a forward fold. And then stepping it back into downward dog. With your exhales now, just thinking about pressing those heels towards the mat a little bit deeper. And then from here, step those feet back so you come into your plank, and then lowering the knees down and the feet, draw down the chest and the belly, bringing the hands either side of the chest. Let's rise up here into our back bend and push on up into a cobra. We're going to stay here for 2 breaths. Keep the elbows soft so we're getting that nice back bend. And then lowering the body down once again. This time we're going to raise the legs up. You can let the arms come down by your side if you wish, raising the knees away from the mat, the thighs too if you can. And then lowering them down. And let's now do the full locust pose. So we're drawing up the forehead, chest, arms and legs. Keeping that gaze on the mat. One more breath here. And lowering it all back down onto the mat. Bring the hands either side of the chest again. And this time push back into a child's pose, arms extended out in front of you. And when you're ready, you can just bring yourself around and lower yourself down onto your mat, hugging those knees into the chest as you gently sway from side to side. And then when you're ready, coming to stillness, let those legs come down and open out, feet flopping out to the side, arms by your side. If it's comfortable for you, turn your palms facing upwards. As you just release and let go, allowing your body time now to just maximize the benefit of that movement, that strengthening and stretching that you've just undertaken. As you let go your feet and your legs, letting go your glutes and pelvis, the whole back of your body and shoulder blades. The front of your body, chest and shoulders. Letting go your arms and your hands. Your head, face, jaw and chin. The whole of your body, just let it go. And take a little time here to identify someone or something you're feeling particularly grateful for having in your life today. And with that heart filled with gratitude, let your attention go to your breath. As you inhale through your nose, filling your belly, pause, and then exhale. Keeping your focus on your breath for the next few minutes.